I'm alive. Yeah, I know. I didn't do the other video first. Well, this is life now, okay? I ran into a bunch of friends this morning and we were talking and having a good time, so I just didn't want to leave and I got back late. And here I am now. And I may have to leave at a moment's notice because we have a food delivery coming sometime. So, anyhow, let me get started. I thought this was a really cool story. They listed all the presidents going back before Eisenhower. I forget where they went to. I don't remember who was before Eisenhower. But anyhow, Nixon has a higher, at this point in time, Nixon had a higher uh, popularity rating than Donald Trump, 30 points. Now, Nixon was a thief and a liar and a cheat too, and not a very nice person apparently, but more people liked it. 30% more people liked him than like Donald Trump right now. That's saying a lot. You know, you really have to be a real scumbag to place it in a poll like that. That's really something. Well, astounding comes to mind. There are other words, you know, shocking, astounding, what have you. You know, they're just ridiculous. Now, I'm not sure if it was Donald Trump or let me see if I can do this without losing everything. I want to check a story that was here this morning. Here it is. Who did the firing? Oh yeah, it was Pete. Dumb shit. Pete got pissed off at Phelan, the Navy secretary, and fired him in the middle of a naval blockade. You know, this is the. Let me explain something to you. If they don't get rid of Hegseth soon, we're going to have to start learning to speak a foreign language, Korean or Russian or something like that, because it ain't going to be safe in your country anymore, man. It's just not going to be safe there anymore. We have to move. You know, I don't know what that's going to affect. How that's his idiocy is going to affect us, but it can't be a good thing. You know, it really just can't be. It's scary. Uh, he is. He went from being an alcoholic scumbag to a more dangerous level scumbag as a religious fanatic. You know, and he thinks he's doing the work of God. Now, I can't tell you how many nations lost wars because of their leadership thought they were doing the work of God. Okay, and they got their asses kicked by people that don't believe in God. The Huns, the barbarians, whatever, you know. And this is a problem that exists, and I don't know what to do about it. I really don't. I can't tell you, you know, this is a everything's going to be a wonderful thing. It just doesn't seem to be that way, you know. But that's, you know, that's the way it's going. That's the way it looks. God, it's a sad world out there, you know. Things are going wrong everywhere, and we have to put up with this bullshit with somebody who's not smart enough to correct the problems. He creates problems, he creates chaos, he loves it, he eats it up. Meantime, as I've said in the past, it can't be all him. It's not possible. There has to be other people involved in this. And you have the supporting parties of Hegseth and Vance and whatnot. And then you have Stephen Miller, who's everybody says he's the one that's pulling the strings. Well, if he's the ones that pulling the strings, they ought to lock him the fuck up, you know, in a mental institution because this shit's just not making any sense anymore. Fire a naval secretary in the middle, create problem in the chain of command, okay, during an operation. These problems do happen before and after an operation that's planned, but not usually during it. And this is the second time he's done this, fired somebody during an operation. And I don't know what he's trying to prove. Uh, he's the morale of the troops has to be in the garbage, because they don't know who's in charge of what. Oh well. Being old has its advantages. I don't have much longer to put up with this shit. All right. The government's trying to take steps to prove pot is less dangerous. It still has problems, and I know that, but if it's controlled better and you, the quality is controlled and everything else, the additives are controlled. It can have some very good benefits. Um, I just don't know if it's going to happen or not. It's for the good of the country. They do it for the good of their bank accounts. So you have to wait and see what's going to happen there. All right. So just, we'll move through that slow and easy. Slow and easy. All right. Sports, Vrabel. He's going to seek counseling. So I guess he's got a problem there. Like I said, I didn't really check that at the beginning story out because sort of was finished back again. And I think you never know, but right coach for the wrong coach for the church. All right, I gotta find some more stuff to talk about. Hold on here as we move along. Here's an article about Cash Patel's life as a hockey playing, high school coaching, Olympic locker room playing, partying sports fanatic. The New York Times is upset because the reporter that wrote about Cash's girlfriend is now being investigated. And of course, Trump has to get into it. He's threatening to shoot boats laying mines in the strait if tensions escalate. Uh, but as I read it yesterday, they're running out of missiles to shoot back at, to shoot at Iran or use in Iran. And that really, really, really surprises me because, we gave him the Defense Department has the biggest budget going and they're running out of shit. Where did it all go? Did we send it all to the Ukraine? Well, if we send it to the Ukraine, or Ukraine should have given us something back. Where's that stuff? You know? Ah. He asks these kind of questions and they don't have the answers for it. That's really strange. Let's destroy. A little more up to date stuff. Trump tells MS Now that Iran has no idea who their leader is. I don't think it makes much difference. Uh, Pence is telling Trump to back off Pope Leo. That's never going to work. That's good. That just Trump's going to start. You're going to hear something from Trump that says he should mind his own business, loser. Something like that. He's going to. That's going to be a conversation in the next day or so. And they're saying that we're struggling to get Iran to the negotiating table, and Trump is to blame. Of course he is. And it's a story which I talked about Hegseth, and they're saying that he's further destabilizing the military during a war. He's a schmuck. He's like Trump. He's got the same personality. You can't tell me I'm wrong because I know I'm right. I am on a mission for God. Jesus. Oh, man. The International Energy people, the IEA chief, is telling CNBC the world is facing its biggest energy security threat in history. And why? Because you have a moron for president in the United States and several morons in charge of departments that are should be in charge of people that know what they're doing. Experts are saying that Trump's claim that the Iran government is divided is false. I don't know whether it is or it isn't. I just know that they it doesn't. This isn't a situation where you have the people at your back. They don't like Donald Trump and Donald Trump's policies. Oh boy, I'll tell you, the thing that surprises me is that what you see with Pete. Pete's doing this. I'm gonna. You don't have to get the flu shot if you don't want it. It's not mandatory anymore. When you have a country at war, keeping your troops healthy is a big issue. And the flu is a very common disease. It spreads very fast when it starts. And you have very close quarter. Uh, that's the word I'm thinking of. People, help me out here. Close quarters where they're stationed and living and whatnot. That spread of something simple like flu is very high once somebody gets it. You only need one to take out a battalion. Because what are they going to do? Isolate you? Start isolating the troops? You isolate the troops, the units become ineffective. It's just they might as well just be sick. Because it just ruins the effectiveness of these units. And it's not it's not a move made by a sane individual that's involved in the military. I think he's pissed off that they really didn't promote him fast enough or something when he was in the National Guard, and something was going on there. Uh, there's a unless you're getting a battlefield commission or a presidential promotion, you wait your turn. Yeah, it does come down to where if two guys it becomes political if there's three or four guys that are due for promotion in the one position that's opened up, and there's only one position that's open. Yeah, that can be a problem, but usually they make the right decision. You don't have people qualified to make those kind of decisions right now running the military, and that's scary. The whole situation is scary. Uh, I don't realize sometimes, because I don't, people down here really don't get that excited about the same things that I do, that it's really a serious, serious problem. What's going on up there? Just how serious it really is that Donald Trump is president of the United States. And I don't think you can call it the United States anymore either. I think that they've just decided to go their separate ways. You know. All right, that's about it for me today. Listen up. I'll be around later on today with the posted video, so check it out if you want to see it. You know, uh, I understand that people are avoiding me now because of the situation with my timing, and I'm gonna try and work steady everything out, and I'll see if I can do that, and then we'll see what goes on. All right. In the meantime, everybody, try to find a way to subscribe. That's the best way I can tell you is because you can always check what I'm doing. Usually, um, they notify me by mail that I'm live. I don't know if they notify anybody else. Facebook sometimes they put it up. I don't know why they don't do it more consistently, but that's something I'll have to work on. Getting notices out there to when I'm going live and when I'm posted a video and stuff. All right. So in the meantime, listen, have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. I can't tell you. I'll go. Tomorrow's going to be late, and I know that when I say late, it's going to be way after 11 o'clock probably by the time I get back with Lucy. So the live video will be very late. I might do a regular video earlier before I go out. We'll see what happens there. All right. Meantime, guys, take care, and I will catch you hopefully tomorrow sometime. We'll wait and see.